On the back straightaway, into turn number 3, thick thin, still 3 wide, Brandon Feeney, high, wide, and handsome. He's going to go to the outside and get past Milo.
I don't mean to be two birds and bees with you folks, but this is how cautions are born.
All right, so this week's episode of the Feeney Call, we're going to have J.p. and Peyton from Peterborough Speedway. We're also going to have Corey Strawn, also known as Strawn Code 77 from YouTube. Does a lot of race filming, but mostly the Peterborough Speedway races. We're also going to have another little bit of a, I don't want to say commercial, but promotional video for Peterborough that Jeremy Kelly did. I'm probably going to talk a little bit more, on social media about what we did this week. But yeah, we're going to leave most of that stuff out, and we're going to get right to the goodies, because I feel like we might take a little bit longer than normal with the two guests. So I'm going to keep the intro nice and short. So without further ado, we're going to have Corey first, and then we're going to have J.p. and Peyton with a little bit of a break up in between with the promo video and etc. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoy this double feature, Peterborough Speedway. Button. All right, welcome into the first part of the episode. We got Corey Strawn of Strawn Co. Why don't you say hi, Corey?
Hey, how's it going?
So for those who don't know Corey very well, Corey was the racer in the bone stocks, plus he had a mini stock for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Huge race fan, huge race family, and now does great work on videos, mostly at Peterborough Speedway, but I've seen you travel to Sunset, to Brighton. So what was the influence between jumping out of the car and starting to film?
I don't know, like I'm usually there all the time anyway, helping out with everybody, if it's family or anybody at the track. I love supporting the racing community. Videos is like another step to kind of still be involved. So yeah, that's basically it.
Is it a little bit more pressure knowing that you have a niece starting this year? Like, are you a little bit nervous, like filming her first videos, or?
Yeah, I probably will be. Like even now, it's like if I'm filming somebody that I know that's involved. So, for example, Sunset there with filming Miles. You're sitting there. I'm like, I do everything with the phone, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm starting to get like kind of anxious and jittery. It's like, oh, I gotta like make it normal so it doesn't jump around on the screen and stuff. But yeah, you get pretty your adrenaline's going even though you're not in the car. It's exciting, right?
Yeah, every party wants to jump up and down like one of your favorite guys
Yeah.
or girls are doing well, and it's like, I can't. I have to hold this steady.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or
So
someone trying to talk to you and you'd look away for a second, right? But
you've always had really good video quality, and like you're super punctual in getting them uploaded, which is
yeah.
great because like by the time I wake up, usually after a race, I can sit there and review, and before I read Facebook to read if I've been an asshole or not, I can review to find out if I've been an asshole or not.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I think it's awesome because like sometimes you wait for like videos to get uploaded. It's like Wednesday, Thursday the next week, and you're like, arguments happen at the racetrack, and I find your videos are pretty clear cut of, all right, maybe I wasn't the wrong, maybe I wasn't the wrong.
Yeah.
It's great where you can decide whether you want to apologize the next day or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, but so do you look at like upgrading maybe from a phone soon to like an actual like camera, or do you like what are you looking at
Uh,
as the future of Stronco?
I might eventually. Right now it's just, it's for fun, like just trying to, whoever can't make it to the track, they can watch the videos the next day. There's been a lot of people that like that's happened to, or family who can't make it at all. They have the enjoyment of watching it the next day, right? So through like the night as I'm filming, so say mini stocks are up and then you get 10-minute break, long stocks are next. I'll kind of try and edit it through that time while I'm waiting, so it's like almost half done. So it's like right when you get home, it's like huge upload, drop it, and then they're unlisted while they're uploading. So then you just list them the next morning, right? But
So what you're saying is you're extremely efficient on doing this as well.
yes, I tried to be.
So is that something like you learned up kind of growing up in racing and stuff like that, is trying to make everything simple for yourself, including like the recording and stuff like that?
Yeah, more everything's more simple, and then it's easier throughout the time of doing everything, right? And probably a little bit of OCD, but
Just a touch.
yeah.
But so do you think you're ever going to jump back in the car, or are you like you happy with what
Uh,
you're doing, or is it like
I've been asked to. Obviously, my brother, with Savvy, just racing this year, it's going to be 2 cars for him. But I'm pretty content, just hanging out, working on stuff, wrenching, and then doing the videos. Like it keeps me busy enough, right?
keeps you
Um,
busy enough, and at the same time it's a lot cheaper than owning a race car again.
yes, 100%. And the time, like I love working on the cars through the week, but like every night is just too much for me. Like I have
Expect
other stuff I like doing, right?
Yeah, especially because like we go to the Gens game all the time, especially with
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doing well
exactly.
right now.
I can't say no to that. So
Right?
yeah,
But like you have stuff that's you're a married man, right? So it's like you
yeah,
got certain responsibilities you got to do, and
yeah, exactly.
you can't just be like, well, hon, I'm going to the shop to work, because like every year I think you've raced, you've almost been a championship contender since you brought the Mini out, the Prelude, the CRX.
Yeah, a lot of work and time, right? And I gotta thank my family and Dan Kimberly for that too. And obviously Rhonda's was a huge supporter when I was racing, which is awesome.
So is Rhonda gonna like start like 3D printing us like souvenirs for like all this stuff yet, or what?
I'm sure she could, in there between her other million hobbies she's got going on here, but yeah.
We should see if we can get her to do a 3D like Stronco logo and a 3D like Feeney Call logo,
Yeah, we could do it. It'd be pretty cool.
right?
I
Have it
know. Sorry, go ahead.
have it so like we can have it like set up at the track as like displays and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do
But
we had like she's got 2 printers, but they do the colors like individually. I know some of the new ones will like stop and change the color and stuff. So we would just have to paint it, but it'd be easy enough.
I've seen
Just
you
more
paint
time.
stock cars before.
Yeah,
I think we'd be fine if you painted something.
yeah, not bad for rattle cans, eh?
Yeah. The only car I've ever had that's looked good on the rattle cans was that blue and yellow Honda Civic I ran for like 2 races.
Yeah, yeah. That was not too bad though. I think it
Yeah,
looked good.
it looked good. There was no runs in it. There was no streaks. Everything looked good. I'm like, all right, this will never happen again. Late
Yeah,
model
right.
runs. I'm like, fuck.
That's funny.
But so why don't you go through with like some of the process it does take you to film, and like what you do to actually edit the videos down, and what people can look for if you're at the track recording.
So for like, say I show up at the track, I'll do the filming. And I use like obviously I use my phone for everything, and then I use an app called UCut. And it lets you do like basically everything like to simple stuff. Nothing too fancy. But yeah, you do your filming. My phone actually lets me pause instead of having to do like stop the filming and then restart it and then group everything together. So the pause helps a lot. And then like I said, I just edit it through the night. Um, but that's basically it for like the filming section, and then come home, like I said, load everything up and have everything hopefully ready for everyone the next morning and get all the texts. Hey, you got it up yet?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry, it's up. I just haven't listed it. Send the video.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I think when I won the feature a couple years ago, I messaged you like 6 o'clock the next morning. Is it up yet?
Yeah,
Is it up yet? I've
yeah,
watched that video probably like 600 times.
yeah. That was a good night.
It was a great night for me.
Yeah. Well, I wish I would have, got a little bit at the end there where everybody slowed up for you and stuff would have been cool, but maybe
Yeah,
next time, right?
if I win next time, I doubt it'll be as special as that because I think everyone knew how hard I've been working for the
Yeah,
first feature win.
yeah,
And like I said, I messaged you, I think, the next day asking if you got that and stuff. And
yeah,
unfortunately, you didn't. But it was just cool. It was kind of like I don't want to say it was like the Earnhardt moment because it's way smaller than that and it's way less significant. But like for every driver to stop and like either rub doors or whatever on the last
yeah,
night, and it
yeah,
meant a lot to me. And like you as a racer, it's to have the respect of your competitors for something like that. It's huge.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Giving Donovan a high five, coming back to straightaway as I'm doing my quickie lap.
yeah, yeah,
So you guys as a family are always big with the fans, right?
yes, yeah.
So what's something you could suggest if you could suggest to drivers maybe starting out to use your videos as a promotional tool, and also how do you suggest they connect to the fans?
Just basically social media is like your big thing for that, and then just walking around getting to know the fans, maybe hand out like hero cards or candy. I know we have fan appreciation night for that, but not everybody gets to make that night, right? So I know Chad's done that a few times where he takes his big cooler up to the stands and interacts with everybody. But that's a good step, yeah.
Yeah, I also know he's had some chocolate sales when fan appreciation been canceled, and Savvy seems to sucker me into
Yeah,
like 20 chocolate bars at a
yeah,
time.
right. She's good at that.
It's really hard to say no to her. I think that's how she's
Yeah,
gotten to where she's gotten.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, what are you looking forward to most in 2024? I know you're already filming at Sunset last week, but
I don't know. I just like being there, filming. I'd like to do, a few more bigger shows. Um, Obviously Autumn Colors and Velocity and stuff like that. And I've been doing a little bit of filming for like the Sportsman. I know I did one video for them last year.
for the
Um,
OSS series,
yes, yes. And then Cam asked me if I would do it again this year for him, which is no problem. So I'll be doing that one for him. And yeah, I'm just as long as I'm at the track, I'm happy.
so have you got any offers of like, hey, can you come do like our series full time, or like is that like
No, nothing like that. No,
nothing
just
yet?
no, everything's for fun right now. Be nice, but you never know, right?
Yeah, especially if like you can be like, hey, if we cover your pit passes for the day or whatever it is for the
Yeah,
day and some fuel card. Like I said,
yeah,
you're going for fun. You're gonna go watch the racing anyway. That's what you enjoy.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm sure you're watching as much as you're filming and not you've probably
yeah,
got it down where you don't have to look at the camera and look up
yeah. Well, you're kind of like panning this way, and then you're looking off this way, checking out if everyone's bumping and banging going into the turn, and then you can quickly pan back to them. And I don't know, I seem to be kind of decent at getting that stuff. Obviously, I missed some of it, but
yeah, no one's perfect.
yeah,
So last year you kind of ventured into in-car videos towards the end of the season.
yes.
Is that something you're looking at doing more into 2024?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a few cars. I'm not too sure which ones yet. I have talked to Miles. He's supposed to put a couple GoPros in his car for me. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'll probably just pick and choose throughout the year and get some more in-car stuff. I really liked the 360, but for some reason it would only do like 8-minute clips, and then it would cut and go to the next one. And then the program I have doesn't actually let you join the videos together, so it kind of sucks that way. Then you got to do 2 different uploads and just takes a little longer, right?
I'll send you the link I use for this thing because I can link as many videos as I want together.
Yeah, okay. Even with like doing the 360 stuff,
I don't know about that, but
you can always look anyway, right?
I am not as good with computers as you and Rhonda, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
send you
she's
the
a little
link.
better than I am, so I'm kind of like mediocre, but I can figure it
Yeah.
out.
So is it gonna be like the Rec Fest group get the in-car cameras first, or
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Quarantine Cup Classic?
Yeah.
So we gonna get the go-karts film next year?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Get a couple of them. Because
I
maybe we can even hit up Volt or something, right? It's a little closer.
yeah, especially since we know a guy managing the place.
Yeah, we'll have to bug him.
We'll have to bug him, maybe see if we can get, some, discounts for being friends and go fill
Hey,
the place with a bunch of Peterborough racers one night.
yeah,
So anyway, Corey, I know you're a shy person. I'm gonna not bug you too much longer, but I'm gonna try to put you on the spot a little bit.
yeah.
I want to know because you kind of have a little bit of knowledge for what's happening in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know who you think the champions are going to be for 2024, which just is a rough guess, just how you know people.
Yeah.
And who do you think people should watch like in each class?
In each class, say we'll start with a bone stock, I guess. Now Sean Kennedy's always got like, he's up there. He's always digging. He's very, like always consistent. I would keep an eye out for him for sure. I know there's probably a bunch of other guys, but Sean Kennedy just comes to mind right off the hop.
Mr. Consistency, finishing like second to points like almost
Yeah,
every other year.
yeah, exactly. I guess jumping the mini stock there. I know we got Rob Kirk going. Chris Tubbins always up front. I don't know if Jeremy Kellery's running this year or not.
He said he wasn't when we did the podcast earlier this year. He was gonna maybe do some testing to check his neck and stuff like that. But
Yeah, and then definitely one to watch out for is Dave Bragg. Um,
got that
that
big Strong Co logo on the right
yeah,
front fender.
yeah, exactly.
Hopefully, it doesn't match the wall after a race or two.
Yeah, well, keep him out of trouble, right?
He got in a little bit of trouble last year.
Yeah, yeah,
I
but
think
yeah.
he.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I think he got that on film. We'll try to link that in eventually.
Yeah, that's actually in the intro there, in my new intro there that Jeremy Kelly did up for me, which is amazing. Like,
I think that was Victor driving that one.
was that Victor?
I think that was Victor. So because when Dave was involved was when he got rear-ended by the other Neon.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think I
So
know what you're talking
Victor
about. Yeah,
hit
yeah.
the wall like that and got the concussion. So we had to put Dave in until he was good enough to race.
Right. Okay.
Because I was leading that race, so you can see me actually go by in the intro, and then I was like, I lost that because Ember got to restart on my back bumper like two to go, and I hadn't
Yeah,
figured that Neon out yet.
yeah. That happens.
Well, I'm going to drive two cars and don't spend any money or time on one of them,
Yeah, right. It's two cars is a lot of work, man.
especially with no garage.
Yeah, that's true. Because you do everything in your driveway, right?
I tried to. We're in the trailer.
Yeah,
The modified's a little snug in there.
that's some dedication for sure.
Yeah, we try. Anyway, so back to what we were saying.
Yeah,
People to watch.
yeah,
You got up to the mini stocks. So I guess we'll be
yeah.
moving up to the trucks.
Yeah. So I don't know if Kyle's running this year or if it's his dad or Chad or
I heard both Kyle and Mark are running trucks, but
yeah. Yeah, so
until
that'll be interesting.
the Gordons are very like kept to themselves until opening night.
Yeah, no, 100%, which I get. I'd keep an eye out for Kurt. I think his dad may be running this year too. I'm not sure. And then obviously my brother for sure. I'll always go for him, but and then Bounty, keep an eye out for him because I think they did a few changes or near the end of last year.
I believe that truck is not being run by Paul.
Yes, yes. I didn't want to say anything, but yes.
Whatever.
So we'll see what happens.
Worst comes to worst, he'll just comment on the video that he is going to run it.
Yeah,
He's a big softy. It's Katie that scares us.
yeah. We'll see.
All
And
right.
then I guess we'll be going to your super stock. Well, Miles is now sunset. I would have said him for sure. Not too familiar with the super stock drivers 100%. I know Marley Owens is running it, so I'd keep an eye out for her. She's always top notch. But yeah, like I don't really know other names off my hand for that. I don't know if Bobby's running his or not. He may be doing his late model still, but if he is, keep an eye out for him for sure. And then I guess we'll go to late model. So Dan McCaddy, if he runs 100%. Mercer, he's a good guy to watch out for. Kimball, 100% too. Other than that, you're catching me here because I'm trying to remember the names as I'm thinking, but everyone's going crazy.
I know, and I can't believe you forgot junior late models.
Yes, well, I didn't really think of them at first, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we have Savvy for sure. All the Cousineau clan, we have Chase Stevenson, they're always up there. Lucas Cousineau. We have what else we have here? Finnegan's boys. There's gonna be so many junior leagues. Like I think
Yeah,
there's what?
we got Robbie Massancoli,
Yeah,
I think that's how you pronounce his name as well, coming out for the first time this year.
yeah. There's a few new ones. I was talking to Jen, and I think there's like 16. Was it 16 new drivers? Like
New
20,
drivers?
like 26 total or something. Not new, but like all together. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah,
And
there's
that's just in the junior lights?
yeah, like I'm pretty sure she said there's like 26 total, somewhere around that number.
That's
We were
awesome.
talking when they're racing at Sunset there, so it wasn't like definite, but at least a handful of new drivers for sure.
Yeah, even
Uh,
if they get like 15 to 20 cars for, because I understand Peterborough kind of floats them, between the two classes of like your
yeah,
advanced and your novice, which I get because the closing
yeah,
speeds in those cars are super quick. And
yeah,
the kids don't really have the experience to know how to deal with, like, hell, we drive in like the super stock trucks, you've driven cars, and sometimes you just misjudge closing speed.
oh
And
yeah, yeah,
even with experience, right? So
yeah,
I like that they separate them until they kind of get within reasonable times of each other.
yeah,
But yeah, even if you get 10 of those cars each class, you're laughing because
oh, yeah,
they'll put on a good show because the best thing about the kids class is they have no fear.
yeah. No, that's it, right?
Like
Uh, They bang into each other, like, oh, let's keep going, and then they bang into each other next corner, and it's very exciting.
they flip over, pin it, just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, well, that was like when Chase bumped into Carson there going into S4 there and made flipped him. Like you never know, right? It's crazy.
But so one more question because
Yeah.
I like asking you questions. That what are your 5 big events that you want people to go see this year, like in person, that like you would suggest?
Like 5 big ones, man. I probably know a couple. Well, obviously, Autumn Colors is like next to none. You have to go that. Velocity for sure. Sunset. I haven't really gone to like Flamborough and all that very much, so I don't know what they run.
They
Um,
have Frosttoberfest.
Right. Oh, with the little igloo. Yeah. Sorry, I'm the. But yeah, I could go to that for sure. Like, I don't know if you can make it out to a track, just to support your tracks, right? Like, we don't know how long they're gonna be around for, so anytime you can go out, bring the family. Just
Ex-
keep it busy, right?
Especially when Peterborough has free nights or cheap
Yes.
nights or
What is it? Two tuning nights and stuff. I
yeah, so
think
you
the
got
first night's free, right?
yeah, first night's free
Yeah.
and then there's I think 3 or 4 nights at $4 a person.
Yeah, like that's amazing. Where do you go to do that, right?
You don't.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
hardly sit at home for that price.
No, I know. You spend more eating a bag of chips sitting watching TV, you know?
And the worst part is it's always 2 bags of chips when you're sitting watching TV because like
Yeah,
I need this kind. Oh, I need
yeah,
those too.
can't just have one, right? So
Hey, if that, we'll get Lay's to sponsor your videos and then you can have chips while you're filming.
yeah, right. That'd be kind of messy. I mean, blurs all over the cameras and everything.
It'll just look like speed shots. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'd have to pan a little quicker, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, right. That's
All
funny.
right. Corey, I thank you for joining me. I'm not going to keep you in a busy schedule because I
Yeah,
know it's almost nap time for you.
yeah, exactly. I'm getting old.
But can't wait to see you at the racetrack. You're
Yeah,
doing videography. I'll be doing some photos plus some media stuff.
yeah,
Um, Once again, if you're looking to find Stronco, he's just got a Facebook page recently. I'm gonna have the QR code probably like down in like his bottom left corner, so you can go right to his YouTube page and subscribe to his YouTube. He's almost at 1,000, and we'll try to peer pressure him into doing something as a giveaway.
yeah.
Also, are you getting stickers and stuff this year?
Yes, yes, I'm gonna get some ordered. I have some that I just got that are pretty cool. But yeah, anytime anyone wants a sticker, just reach out and I'll get you one.
All right.
I appreciate you guys supporting me.
So anyway, thanks for doing everything you do. I hope to see you in a race car, even just screwing around a little bit.
Yeah,
But good luck in 2024, brother, and go Gens, go.
oh man, take care.
All right, welcoming our second guest of the episode, we have Peyton and J.P from Peterborough Speedway. How you guys doing?
Good. Doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. So we have opening night. This is what, year number 53 for Peterborough Speedway?
Oh, no, it's going to be more than that. This is opened in 67, so that's going to be. Whoa.
Would that be 57, wouldn't it?
57, is it?
Yeah.
Somewhere
67
there.
to 4 would be, either way. Someone will do the math and make it correct on the podcast. Someone will always be a smart ass and comment. But
Between 55 and 60, we'll pick that.
we'll need to know for the 60-year anniversary. But
Yeah, that one we'll actually have to do the math on unless they miss it.
worst comes to worst, you can always say because COVID it changed, right?
Yeah. Well, 2027 will be 60th anniversary.
Yeah, nice and easy.
So yeah, a couple more years and 60 years and
26, 25, 3 years.
Yeah, it's over here because you got the year with COVID, right, where you couldn't really run anything. But
But we still ran a couple races.
yeah. So JP, you've been the owner of Peterborough Speedway since 2000, I think.
2000 was my first season. I bought it in November of 99.
Right. So since you've owned the track, you've made a bunch of improvements and stuff like that over the years as you've needed it. And one of the big thing I like that you carried on traditions like you have your fan rides and all that stuff and keeping entertainment for the kids. Why don't you guys explain what events you got going through the season, like as your intermissions and stuff like that keep it family friendly?
This is only a family friendly one we're doing.
Don't worry, this is just the start of it. We can have the family friendly. We can talk about the beer tent and
Okay.
everything afterwards.
yeah, because we got kids rides, we have King of the Hill, fan appreciation, all of our tuning nights and opening night is fan appreciation. I think there's bike races and I think there's something else I'm forgetting. But
Kids barrel races,
that's the other one.
Or fat
which
Mike
started
barrel
off
races.
as kids, which started off as shopping cart races. I don't know if you remember those, but when they hit the rumble strip, they'd always flip over. So
Yeah,
the
I
barrels are
remember those
shopping
because
carts that are modified shopping carts.
modified out of necessity because no one needs to go over the rumble strips.
No. And then last year we got a t-shirt cannon. So that's during intermission we try to shoot kids out of the grandstands.
Not actually kids out of the grandstands, but but so you also got some big events booked this year. Obviously you got the Autumn Colors Classic like you have every year, but you have a couple big events. Why don't you go through some of your marquee events for 2024?
couple of them. The first one that we'll be coming to is will be the APC race, which will be June the 15th. That's a 100-lap race along with the super stocks. Even though the schedule says quick, it's now sponsor switched on it, but that's always a great race. 100 laps of late models, 50 laps of super stocks, along with our trucks and bone stocks.
I think we have the super lates as well, and we got the Oscar hot rods modifieds. They're always on the Civic Long weekend, so I think that's August 3rd this year.
Yeah, August 3rd, and the super lates, they'll come through probably around, they're going to come through on July the 13th, and then the Sportsman Series falls just before the Civic Long weekend, so on the 27th, and that's sponsored by Addersley Tire this year. And then Legend Nationals, they're going to fall in August this year. It's not on, the Legends are on the schedule, but doesn't say that they're the Nationals yet. So, and then obviously, as you mentioned, the Autumn Colors Classic this year is the 31st running of it. It's an event that just keeps growing, and it's a way to finish off the year in a big bang.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those events that, especially with your dad making the custom trophies and stuff like that, it's one of the events that nobody wants to miss because everybody wants that maple leaf.
Yeah.
Or the
The Maple Leaf started it as glass ones. There was a company that went bankrupt and had glass maple leafs, so I bought them all. And then once we ran out of those, it's like, now what are we gonna do? So, because you couldn't buy them anymore, like it was sort of one company made them. I bought I think like 3 or 4 years supply of them, of glass ones, and then it's like, well, we got to do something different now. So came up with the homemade version, which is a lot nicer, I think, than just one that was bought off the shelf.
Yeah, I was gonna say those ones that your dad makes, they look awesome because they really put it in like the top tier trophies, I think, in Ontario. Like I think there's the Maple Leaf and the Igloo. Those are the two trophies everybody chases year to year.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at anybody's display case, if the maple leaf, if there's a maple leaf in there, it's always pretty prominent.
So have you actually won as a driver in Autumn Colors Classic before you became owner of the track, or
No, I've never won qualifying races, but I've never won a feature event in the Autumn Colors.
Because I was gonna say I knew you drove at Peterborough before you turned into the ownership and stuff like that, because then you can't really, because it looks, well, I don't want to say it looks bad, but you can't run every night where you're running the guys off because you're racing every week and stuff like that. You got too much to do on your plate up in the office and stuff like that, right?
And there might be a few protests if he ends up winning the Autumn Colors.
Yeah.
And the problem is that the way you want to race, if you do that against the people that are here, that's probably not a good choice either. So
Yeah, it's best to stay Switzerland and just stay neutral. And you race down the states in is it the Cars Pass Tour or something like that, or
pass tour. Yeah,
Pro All-Star Series.
Pro All, yeah.
I knew it was something. I'm not good with the U.S. series because they always name everything so close together. But so obviously this weekend coming up, we have the free grandstand admission, which you started, I want to say back 2010-ish, maybe before that.
I can make it easy. It was the 45th anniversary, so if you can figure out what anniversary this one is, then you'll know which one that one is.
Perfect. Some math person is gonna be all over it. So anyway,
So probably if I'm right, it's going to be around 2012. Probably was the 45th anniversary, I think, of Speedway.
So what made you decide that, hey, I want to try doing a free admission to open your season, and how did you carry that on through the years?
I've always tried to do a lot of different things marketing wise and to promote, as they say, you always have to sort of think out of the box. Like there's so many people that it's like, you have to do it this way and this is the way you do it. And I had a pretty good gut feeling that it would actually be a success. But it's always hard to convince yourself to go from charging people to come in to doing it for free. Because at the end of the day, it's a business and it has to pay its bills. So we did it for the 45th anniversary, and it was like, if it doesn't work and it's a big flop and it loses me a whole whack of money, then we can just say that was the 45th anniversary. Thank you to the fans, and back to normal next year. But it actually did what I thought it was going to do, and it actually turned opening night into something that was profitable, which it never had been up to that point in time. And we used to hand out tickets and promote, but if you tell people there's a free night, they're going to do most of the advertising for me.
Yeah.
Because people are just going to, they're telling, hey, this is free, that's free, put it on Facebook. Like, it just I mean, obviously we do our radio, we do all our campaigns, but it just, I've never had people come into the track and say, that was a crappy night of racing, like their first time. Once you get them here, they like it, and they might come back once, they might come back 3 times a year. But if you can get them here, you normally have a fan. So that was the biggest thing behind that. It was part of our marketing budget, and just let's get them here for free. We talked over the years, let's make it a toonie night also, and I'm like, no, let's leave it a free night. People just, I mean, it's horrendous for the new staff in the food booth because they
Yeah.
worked at a chip truck, and they're used to maybe selling like a bag of potatoes, and now they have to cut a skid of potatoes. So it's sort of,
So yeah, it's kind of one of those things that you have the new people kind of training, and it's like going to be the busiest day of the year for them. So it's like you're throwing them into the fire, which I think you kind of helped out last week because at practice you were giving away a bunch of free French fries, and they were still as good as ever. So
yeah. And I mean, that's even the free practice. You can't.
There's no way to prep anybody for it. I mean, you basically just throw them into the fire and kind of see who comes out at the end of the day. And you hope that most of your staff, you're not looking for new people next week.
and next week I believe I probably am wrong, but is that a double tuning night as well? The next weekend?
No, the June 8th would be our first double Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have 1 weekend in between there and 2 weekends.
Yeah, 2 weekends.
So I was gonna say you have the free grandstand admission, and you have a bunch of double tuning nights, which basically you can come out once a month. I think it's roughly works out to be as Peterborough's open to come out for $4 a night, which again, you can't go anywhere for $4 a person, like, and it's hours of entertainment.
Yeah, we've always, and actually, over the years, you have people that email or thank me for putting those on because, Peterborough isn't, dollars and cents. Peterborough, sometimes the people here don't have as much compared to like in the GTA. So, families that have a lot of kids and stuff, they're like, this gives us something we can bring them into the races because we can afford it. So it's nice to do it that way too. That gives people a chance to come out and, and other people just enjoy it because it's cheaper. But and as you know, being here, like it's not a devaluated show. Like it is just as big of a show with fireworks and everything. We're giving
Sometimes it's a bigger show by the time you get fan appreciation and you get all those class running because they got to talk to the fans and they realize somebody's watching. You got a couple drivers like, oh, mom and dad's here for the first time. I got to go impress them. Like you kind of watch some situations play out that you wouldn't see on a normal night sometimes.
No, that's true.
You see people just go and push it that much further because they know they got somebody special in the stands they're racing for.
Yeah. Well, it's even me. You come back to like first time my parents came was on a tuning night back then, or because when I first started racing, you guys know your parents don't want to watch you race because they're afraid you're going to wreck. And after a while, I was like, no, I have to watch you race so I know you're okay, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just one of those things that like it's cool that you can bring them in, and you kind of give them the taste, like especially if family members. Hey, you come on, and it's $4 come in. They're like, it's only $4, or like back when I started, I think it was $2 at the time, but like you gotta raise it up a little bit, but still you can go, like I said, I think it's 4 or 5 times the track and it's under $20 for if you go once a month.
Yeah, I normally try to pick once a month, just that way it's kind of spread out throughout the season. Because for a while there, we had it to where it was just kind of they were almost like every 2-3 weeks, and then for all of August, it was just you didn't have anything, so it was just your big shows and your your big entry prices to get in the gates and get in the pits.
Yeah, it was $2, and then after COVID, we went to $4 because unfortunately COVID did a number on pricing across the country. So
It's one of those things. It's got to go with the times, but still, you're not getting into movies or anything for anything less than that. And even a regular night is fairly priced. Like you're still going to the racetrack cheaper than you're going to the movies.
yeah,
So I'm
and we
gonna
went for $4. Like double Toonie night sounded better than a Trini night or whatever. If we made it $3
or a
I don't know what
$5
we would
bill
call
night,
that.
but yeah. So what events do you suggest fans coming out that may be watching, like say they're NASCAR fans, something like that, and they're coming to a short track? What like events do you suggest that they come watch for like the first time coming to Peterborough Speedway?
Honestly, I mean, all the nights are great nights. It just depends what, obviously if you're a NASCAR fan, they're probably going to love the late models, but all our divisions put on great racing. If you want something with the longer laps, obviously our touring series races are, if they want a 100 lap race, then APC will be the first 100 lapper, and super lates will be 50.
But even that, like I think you look at that way the truck series played out last year, and it didn't matter what race it was or where you were. I think the top five trucks were within 20 points. And I mean, that's the difference of whether or not you make it out for heat or not. So I mean, it could have shuffled any which ways. So everybody was giving it their all every single race in that division.
Yeah, I think even the mini stocks going into the last night, I think there was 6 cars with a mathematical shot at the championship.
Yeah,
So
no, it was a really close points battle last year, so that was good.
Across all the divisions. So
yeah.
it's nice to see that though. Not that somebody just kind of runs away with it, right?
Yeah, it's good to have a good points battle because then you have people invested to be like, oh, we got say like Mark Gordon versus Miles. They had a battle all year round, trading off feature wins and trading off position. And then like yeah, Chad Strawn versus Kyle Gordon in the trucks. Sean Kennedy versus Jeremy Kelly in the bone stocks. Nolan and Ember in the mini stocks. Like Dan McCaddy Kimball. Like there's always a battle. Like there's no like oh McCaddy's got it this year, but it's over the like you know what I mean. Like there's been years that it's been like that, but it seems to be like as we get further and further along, technology for everybody's catching up. It's no longer you can almost buy the technology a little bit in certain things, or people are willing to help out more these days to help grow the speedway.
Yeah, no, I just the way we're running the shows, the level of competition and the rule package. It just when it's a close points battle, excuse me, then we know it's been done. Everything is being done sort of the correct way. Like nobody's running away. Like there's sometimes championships where somebody can miss 2 nights and still win a championship. So that's never. It's nice to see people fight for it till the very end. And that there's a handful of people that can do it.
And you guys also increased your tech over the last year or two too to make sure everyone's fair. Like it went from I think like you went from like one guy to I think you have like 3 tech guys now, I think it is, or 2 tech guys or
Yeah, we have 3 right now.
so
Yeah, like I said, a couple years ago, tech needed a good revamp, and we've put. It still isn't where we want it, but it's light years ahead from where it was. So
it's always a work in progress. It's technology as a racer yourself. You know it's your job as a racer to push the boundaries. It's tech's job to find it. Right. And like as technology grows, tech has to grow with it. Right. Because like let's face it, there's nowadays you can plug your phone into a car and turn on traction control. Where 10 years ago that wasn't an option. But
well, and that's kind of the other hard thing too with the rules is you try not to box everybody into one spot to where you can only run this or you only have that option for shocks or whatever it might be. But when you open that up to giving people areas to be able to explore and kind of work and fine tune and try different things, then your tech guys have to know, okay, well, if this goes with this, then what's the proper weight or what's the proper penalty or what's their percentage going to be? Like, it's a lot harder to try and make sure you have all your bases covered and know all the different combinations. If it's not just, okay, here's your package, this is what you run, there's no exclusions, no exceptions.
all right. So is there any keynotes you guys want to talk about before we like start ending up on the closing the conversation or
just obviously you probably know that one of the things that we put a lot of effort into this winter is a new website. which is way more interactive. It's mobile friendly. You know, you can buy tickets on there. You can see the point standings, drivers rosters, book camping.
Yeah, you can book your camping. There's the like online store for all your merch. The driver rosters, you can see all the registered drivers and their sponsors, Facebook pages, where they are.
Yeah, driver info sheets now are done online. Registrations done online. So like, I think the last time the website had a major overhaul was in 2012. So it was for
due.
some reason after 12 years you have to do a new one for some reason.
But at the same time, like you guys in the last few years, you guys have upped your promo game. Like the videos you guys are putting out almost every few weeks are awesome because you can sit there, you can share them on Facebook, Instagram, and it gets people excited to come to the track. It's no longer just like, hey, this is what's coming. They can see videos of what the actions are like because it's small clippets and stuff like that. Plus, like you guys, like I said, you've updated the website. You have posts on like 7 social media platforms, like almost weekly, and like it keeps up to date, and that's what you have to do in the world nowadays. But so, why don't you guys take a moment to list your websites and like all your social medias where people can find you? And then, like I said, I'm going to have a QR code that you guys can give me, and I'm going to put it on the screen during the interview here.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Just put it over Peyton's face.
Yeah, why don't you guys list off your socials where people can find you?
Yeah, so peterboroughspeedway.com. There's Peterborough Speedway on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's PTBO Speedway.
I believe so, yeah.
Do you guys have a TikTok as well?
No,
No.
no TikTok.
Not yet.
No, I don't think we have Twitter.
Twitter, we got a Twitter. We got rid of Twitter. They all hatched and ran away on us, and then none of the other ones. We're just sticking to.
You just kind of stick to the big three, I guess. And
Right. So,
And you know,
I can't wait to see you guys this weekend. We got free admission once again. We're gonna hope for lots of cars, lots of people, pack those grandstands, and give more people a taste of what Peterborough Speedway is showing this year. And hopefully, we'll have packed stands all year.
sounds good.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Have yourselves a great night.
Thanks for the interview, and
No problem. Anytime.
sounds good.